I'm just trying to make a blog of my life here, the life of a simple man on a big island in a strange, exotic place. It's a beautiful day here in Eressos, Lesbos. This is where I'm living now. Every morning, Purdie, my dog, and myself, we go for a walk down the road to the sea. I take my camera with me and we get photographs. We get photographs of birds, we get photographs of landscapes, interesting people, all kinds of things, whatever happens. So this morning I'm taking my GoPro with me, this little beauty, and I'm going to video the whole thing, the full journey, and we'll see what transpires. I'm hoping we're going to get some pictures of some birds, and we might meet some interesting people. And I thought it'd be nice to take you along with me. So this is my video blog about my morning stroll with the dog. It's about 53 minutes, so if you've got a bit of time to idle away, don't expect Spanish special effects or anything like that. There's no singing and dancing. What do you think I am? So, hope you enjoy it. Here we go. These are the eco-terrorists that live next door to me. In fact, I'm surrounded by them on all sides. All round, these fields are full of sheep. And every now and then, because they don't feed them properly, they break into my place and eat my vegetables and the leaves off my fruit trees and shit everywhere and break things. They knock down great walls eventually. It's amazing the capability of a sheep for destruction. So I have to live with them. I'm internally fixing my fences, because the shepherds only fix the fences once the sheep have broken through. They don't check the fences, that's too much like hard work for them. They like to come in the morning, do their sheep, and then sit in the cafe all day, escaping from their wives, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, we're looking for birds at the moment, and it's return migration time. It's beginning of September, and all the birds are heading back from Europe into Africa. Not just Europe, but Russia, all over, and all northern countries. They're going back south. Not all of them, but the migratory birds. Some of them stay around. So I'm looking for any signs of avian motion and hopefully get some photos of some of the birds that are on the way through. We've got regular birds here all year round. The crows are fantastic. I love the crows. They hang around with the jackdaws and form great flocks and do aerial aerobatics and stuff like that. It's fantastic to watch. They're also probably the most intelligent of the birds. They can solve immense complex puzzles, which are even hard for humans to deal with. We've got sparrows all the year round. We've got collared doves. And one of my favourites, the crested larks, which are really comical. And the crested larks, they hang around on the ground mostly, and if you're driving along down the stone roads, they make like a parade in front of the car. You think you're going to run them over, and then all of a sudden they flip up and they fly down the road a bit, and then they run a little bit, and then you get close to them again, and they're up and down in front of you. Go like a parade. The clouds are building up, they're coming in from the west, and we've got thunderstorms forecast tomorrow, so I don't know how that's going to affect the birds. We're over there, there's a bird just settled on the fence down there. See if I can get it in my viewfinder. I don't know what it is until I get closer. It's a spotted flycatcher. I call it a pre-click flit, where you're just about to fire the camera and the bird, split second before you click, it's gone. It's like they know that you're pointing the camera at them and they're teasing you, little buggers. But anyway, we've got a couple of birds going over that way. Maybe they've gone too far. Up on this top ridge is a good place for birds. There's a lot of birds seem to like to sit up here. I got a blue rock thrush up there yesterday, and I see it here quite often on the top of that ridge. And this fence here on this left-hand side is a good hunting place for them. They like to sit on the fence, and the insect-eating birds, they're looking for insects in the grass and wherever. And then there are these two pinnacles here. Yeah, there's a bird. Oh, it's gone. It's a wheat here. It's gone flying across there. I've got it. It's gone into the area where the sun's behind it, which isn't the best situation for photography. With the backlighting. There. I got it. These two here, these two pinnacles, are a popular place for birds to hunt from. In the evening, in the twilight, there's a little owl that comes and sits on top of this one here. He's got a good viewpoint over a large area where there's likely to be some small animals running around. I've also seen this is a wild pear tree. We've got a lot of wild pear trees here. I suppose pears must have originated from this area. They're tiny little things, about the size of a small plum. Very tough and bitter. You'd have to be really hungry to eat one. And this is the amazing thing that I found about this place, is how the trees survive in these absolutely outrageously difficult situations, like that fig tree over there. It's actually growing out of a crack in the rock. That big one, look. And somehow it gets its roots down through the tiny little cracks and finds enough moisture to survive. And that one's really, I wouldn't say it's flourishing, but it's doing okay. There's a bird up on the top there. That's a blue rock thrush. It's a regular bird here. They move it around quite a lot, and so we have to try and get in on them pretty quickly. There it is. It's just poking its head out above the morning, baby. Are you good?
Good.
Go, baby, go. It's a favourite spot for runners up here because there's nice views around. Anyway, back to the blue rock thrush. It wasn't disturbed. That was Melissa. She goes running every morning past here. There it is, right on the top there. They're not in the breeding coat at the moment, so they're not blue. In this breeding season, they go as amazing bright blue colour, which is quite fabulous, really. Like very exotic, look like a tropical bird. The star of the area really is, in terms of coloration and spectacle, the bee-eaters, which is just like every colour of the rainbow on one bird. Depending on the angle that you see them, you see different colours. And the other one's a roller, which has an amazing variety of blues and greens, which you see mostly when they're diving onto prey. It's called a roller, I think, because when they dive from a tree onto an insect or something, they sort of spin round in the air. And you see all the colours underneath the wings and everything. It's fantastic. Ugh. Amazing, the wildlife here. At night down this road there's a nightjar. I got one very iffy photograph of it 2 years ago, but I've seen it a couple of times this year, and I think I did actually get it in my viewfinder one night, but I couldn't get the camera set up properly, and it turned out I'd set the ISO really high, and it was really noisy. The picture is unusable. Might be better to use my Sony video camera because it's got a low lux setting, which is a little bit noisy, but it's not too bad actually, and it increases the ISO considerably. But I did do some experiments with the Nikon and found a setting that does work with the car headlights. I mean, when you're driving your car at night, the car headlights, you know, the road looks really brightly lit, but actually the light level is quite low as our eyes adjust to conditions. So at night our eyes are wide open to light. The pupil dilates full extent, and we can see, even by starlight we can see, you know, to walk on roads and stuff. Maybe there are cameras that exist that can compete with the dynamic range of human vision, but the ones I use certainly don't go anywhere near. Dynamic range is the darkest to the brightest objects you can see in the same view without them burning out or whatever. And we can see stuff in bright sunlight and in the dark shadows all at the same time. And if you use a camera, even if it's an HDR camera, which we're using a lot now, they take like 3 or 4 photos and stick them together. It still hasn't got the same range as the human eye. There's Demetrius and his girlfriend down there having a kiss. They come every morning to that little shrine there, that white thing made out of concrete blocks, and they light some candles and tend to it. So it probably has some sort of significance for them. These shrines tend to be erected to great catastrophes of some kind, people dying or whatever. And every morning, without fail, one of them comes up. Mostly they come together, but sometimes Dimitri comes on his own and he cleans it out and lights the candle and all that stuff. This is the remains of the ancient Byzantine church, which has got a few relics left. Because it's marble, a lot of the stuff gets disappeared, especially marble stuff, but you can see there's bits of columns. There's a nice column base there and some other parts. Some marble flooring that's gone. Now you can see the sort of outline of the church. This end is where the curved end, which is always at the east of the church. I don't know the names of these things. I'm not big into churches and stuff. Over there is where the main walls were. So it was quite a big church, and maybe at some time, usually the churches were built on the sites of temples, so probably before this church, in this location, there was a temple because it's of some special significance. And the ancient Greeks were very good at finding ancient people were very good at finding special places, you know, they had certain kinds of special energy, you know, like Stonehenge and places like that. They weren't just placed in random situations, they were placed in areas of great significance, spiritually or psychologically or geographically or whatever. And the whole thing about Eressos, he's got a very special kind of an energy. People talk about the energy of a place. I don't know if that's the right word actually, but to me it's like some sort of portal that opens up a door to a greater consciousness, and it's very popular with artists and musicians, creative people, you know. It seems to inspire creativity just being here. Lots of people come here to get that thing, you know. And there's so many different tribes here. There are all the different cultures, not just nationalities, but, you know, ideologies and creeds. all living together quite happily mostly. There are a few fascists living here, but you get those everywhere. They're intolerant and xenophobic and misogynistic. Is that it? Misogynistic. Those kind of people, but they're in the minority, and mostly they keep their heads down. They don't cause a lot of trouble. I'm coming down to the sea now. This is the season for the sea daffodils. These fabulous flowers that only grow by the sea. The Greeks call them sea lilies. You see how fabulous. You can see why they call them sea daffodil. They look very much like a daffodil, but they're not a daffodil. But they're on the way out. This is past its best now. This is the little bee down there looking for some pollen. And they're an endangered species. We've got a lot of them here, all the way down the beach. There's a woman, some solicitor, she's got in cohorts with the local mayor, and they're trying to push this deal through to build a small holiday complex on the beach itself, which would eradicate a lot of these sea daffodils and all the other wildlife that lives on it, for the sake of making a few bucks, which is what's happening all over the world now. The Greek government's selling off beaches to property developers. Property developers have got a big clout with politicians these days, like all the corporations. You know, they pay for the politicians to get elected, and they want their pound of flesh afterwards. And that's the way the whole world's going at the moment. Huh. However, we're not despondent about it. There's always hope, and in the end nature will always prevail, so I don't worry about it. A lot of people are going to die soon, I think. It's inevitable the way it's looking, and the world is extremely overpopulated, so anyhow. There's Purdie straight in the water. There you go, Purdie. She's crazy for swimming. She doesn't like the heat. Dear birds, you don't like it hot, do you? Eh? You don't? No. So she gets in the water, but even in the winter she goes in the sea. She's just crazy for water. I think it's a breed. She's a spaniel. There she goes. Woo. There. Yes! There's my girl. There's my good girl. Come here. Come on, first. Somebody's swimming in the water. It's about 8 o'clock now, so there's been quite a few people getting in there. I'm coming up away from the sea because it's quite noisy, and got a chance of getting some birds up here on the beach itself. Yesterday I got a nice picture, well it wasn't so great, but I got a picture of a windchat which is back on its way to Africa, I guess. I haven't seen those for a long time this year. They were here in the spring. There's also little ringed plovers that stay on the beach most of the summer, and wheatears and goldfinches, which aren't around at the moment. They're on the beach a lot, and they're here. Over there, that's the Alien Village Hotel. That's, you know, where it's run by Warners now, and I think they're all British that come visit there. So there's a big British cohort here in the summertime. It's an activity place, so they do sailing. I see the boats over there, cycling, in the middle of the day when it's 40 degrees. There's they haven't got basketball, they've got tennis, racquetball, and they've got a spa, you know, so you can pamper yourself, and so on and so forth. It's quite expensive, so it tends to be mostly quite wealthy people that come and stay there, and they're all out in the middle of the day on the lasers and all the other boats sailing around. There's a line of buoys out there, and that's supposed to be where the nearest to the beach limit for the boats, but get all these amateurs who don't understand that come sailing through the middle of swimmers sometimes and causing a great ruckus. Everybody has to share the sea in these places, and sometimes it's a bit of a conflict, really. This is Mellow Yellow Cantina. These are the English girls who have these two dogs up there, it's Alison and Rosie. Hi guys.
Hello,
And they come for a swim every morning, and the dogs, they look at them barking. Goodness me, what a what is it?
That's a nice
What?
bark, Steve, you're lucky.
What?
He's got a special bark. That's a very nice bark.
I'm not worried about it, I'm just winding me up. Purdie's coming in to join you, look. Anyway, I must go on because I'm in the middle of an important video assignment. There's one of the guys that works on the beach going to start his shift. All these young English kids, you know, mostly windsurfing freaks who work on the beach here, looking after the boats and the surfboards and dealing with the carnage of the inexperienced sailing people capsizing and getting blown out from the offshore wind towards Chios. I have to rescue them all the time, I think. But they have a good time. Nobody died yet, as far as I know. There goes a crested lark up in the sky there. They've got a very distinctive piping call. They sound very similar to the little ring plovers, actually. The little ring plovers have got a little bit more attack on their piping sound, but very close in frequency. Which, if you're looking for little ring plovers, can be a bit frustrating and confusing sometimes. We're coming out to the front wall of the Eressos Village Hotel now. Here comes the garbage truck. See, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of spray coming off the fields there. The Greeks are throwing water away again. They throw it in the air and it all evaporates before it gets on the ground. You think that it was unlimited. But these guys come up here every morning in the tourist season. In the winter it's not so common to see them. Before I came to live here, I used to go camping in the trees there, and I was here for a holiday. 2010, I think it was. I pretended I was a guest at the hotel. I used to go and get dinner and stuff until I got rumbled. Then I got banned. Not many people that I was banned from. There you go, the garbage guy. Look, very friendly. Well, the driver is anyway. They're going down to get the bins down there that are mostly used by Mellow Yellow up there. They fill it every day with all the plastic and bottles and garbage that they can't recycle or whatever. These are like their maintenance crew. They got this place here. They're doing fixing and stuff. They built this shed to keep them out of the sun. They've got all the boats and that. Morning.
Morning.
I'm making a video, I'm not talking to myself. I'm good, are you?
Right.
How's it all going? Okay.
Yeah, things are going well.
Yeah.
Slowing down now.
Yeah, it's taking a bit. It's a bit cooler as well. That heat wave was a bit difficult, wasn't it?
It's so much nicer now.
Yeah.
I was having to get in at 7 o'clock, coming in at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because the chemicals we use don't work in the heat.
Oh right.
It was not a good time.
Yeah, chemicals aren't good in any temperature though, well,
No, we had to fix all the stuff. We used epoxy.
Huh?
Epoxy we used to do boards.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I use epoxy. I got an old laser that I bought from here years ago.
Oh, yeah, you got a rowing laser, don't you?
Yeah, I converted it to rowing. Yeah, I've got it down on the beach near Rohanna at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm going around to Perambulation once. It's been too windy though, because it's very light and the wind takes it, you know.
Yeah.
And if you've got a big offshore, it can end up in So
yeah.
I had a bit of a problem one day where I was okay, you're shielded by the village down there, but as soon as you get to the river, it's open.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a real job getting it into shore, you know, to get it straight into shore as soon as I can. I was panicking.
I've had to paddle the windsurfboard from some windsurfboard most of the way in from our back marks.
Yeah, right.
With a big set.
It's really hard work, you know, and you get into a mild state of panic, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, at worst case, you can hop off and swim, you know, but then you're going to lose the
kit.
You don't want to do that, no. You probably get sacked if you did that.
Maybe.
Have a good day then, guys. All the best. We'll see you around. I'll be rowing past soon.
Alright.
You might have to rescue me.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay. You might have to rescue me. Well, we're going back on the beach road now, and clouds are building up, so it's going to be a moderately cool day today by the looks of it. I think this is the, what do you call it, the harbinger of the forthcoming storm, which was due tomorrow, Tuesday. And I was a bit concerned because I'm doing a show on Wednesday at Avatara Bar, which would mean basically setting my equipment up in the open air, which all through the summer is never a problem, but this time of the year it can be a bit iffy. So if the storm persists, we could be in a difficult situation in terms of health and safety, and the safety of my equipment, which includes a very expensive laptop and sound card and so on, which really doesn't need to get wet. And then there's the risk of electrocution, which is, you know, the other thing. Anyway, forecast at the moment is improving for Wednesday. There might be a bit of cloud and a lot of rain in the morning, but hopefully we're going to be alright for the rest of it. Anyway, we'll see what we'll see. I've always been very lucky in my life, so I'm not worrying about it. I've stopped worrying about anything anymore. I've got that point where I don't really worry about anything. Morning. Worst that can happen is if you die. And I suppose really probably isn't so bad anyway, you know. Nobody knows what happens, do they, after death? But I've got my own ideas. I sort of figured out that somehow we're all part of the greater thing, and we got like 5 senses and maybe 6th sense that we mostly lost through living our lives in logic rather than in intuition. I suppose intuition is like a 6th sense, and people don't rely on intuition anymore. I try to rely on intuition for my decision making as much as possible. Anyway, I have this idea that, you know, there are some things out there around us, all around, that we don't have senses to actually perceive. Our perception is limited to the 5 or 6 senses that we got. The astrophysicists have done a lot of very big calculations, you know, these super genius guys, the boffins, and 2 independent working groups have concluded for the universe to work as it does, there have to be 11 dimensions. Whew. Okay, well we got 3 and then time might be the 4th. Yeah? So there's 7 dimensions that we don't have any idea about. What the hell is it? And then there's dark matter and dark energy. According to the boffins, 80% of the universe is made up of material that we can't actually see, hear, feel, smell. But without it, the universe wouldn't work the way it does. Okay, this is based on physics that goes back to Newton, I suppose, and even before that. But if there's a flaw in the chain, I suppose something could arrive at. Anyway, that's dark matter. Then there's dark energy. We're seeing as the universe is accelerating outwards, which is completely contrary to the laws of gravity. Morning! Have you seen any good stuff yet?
Lots of shrikes.
Yeah, there's a lot of shrikes about now. There's a lot of redback shrikes and some
Mask shrike.
Have you seen a musk shrike?
Yeah.
There's a one around here somewhere. I've been trying to get a photo of it for months and it always eludes me, you know. There's a blue rock crystal on top of the hills there, you see quite often. And I had a red-breasted flycatcher down here yesterday.
Very nice. Yeah. We got Kretschmars bunting, quite nice views.
Yeah.
Up here.
What, here?
Around, well, we've done this big loop round.
Oh right, yeah.
More towards the river.
There's a road that goes up to the old, there's a couple of waterfalls. You have to go on the road out to Mesotopos, and then about 5 kilometres out there's a stone track you can go right, and it takes you right up. And the only bird I ever see up there is Kretschmar's bunting.
They like it there.
They really like it there, yeah. Because it's a bit desolate, you know. I mean, it's high up and there's not a lot of vegetation.
Is it waterfalls actually with water now?
No. No, the best time to go is after there's a big rain, you know, which is usually in March, April time.
Right.
It's still spectacular views up there, you know. I mean, you go really high up and you're looking right down on all. You can see the reservoir from up there and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
The reservoir's sometimes a good place to go. Have you been there?
Not yet, but we're planning on going there.
Yeah. I mean, in the winter there were 80 teal on there. They were there for a long time, you know.
So you live here?
Yeah, I live just around the corner, yeah. I'm just on my morning thing. I'm making a video of my morning perambulations.
I was wondering what you had on your head.
Yeah, so I got this GoPro and I was sort of doing, like I said, a blog on my life here, you know. So I'm making a film of every morning I walk down this road and, you know, I take photos of birds and whatever else. I do landscapes and all the rest of it.
Yeah, good insect life as well. If you can get
yeah,
closer.
fantastic insect life. You can find some spectacular insects here, and lizards and snakes as well.
Scorpions?
Yeah, scorpions are sort of my field's full of scorpions. Every stone you lift there's a scorpion under it, you know.
Okay.
I've been stung 2 times now, but it's all right, you know, it's not so bad. It's a strange sort of pain. It's like a sort of physi-electrical kind of pain. From
you probably don't want to have it too often. You might get allergic reaction.
Yeah, you know, I don't think you develop an immunity to it. Did you see the nuthatches down there? There's this family of nuthatches just around the corner there.
Rock nuthatches?
I don't know. I'm not that much of a boffin on birds.
Probably rock nuthatches.
Very likely. There's 3 of them usually, and they would pick up a hell of a fuss.
They make
territorial, aren't they? Hell of a racket. And every morning they're at it, you know.
Yeah.
They're certainly declaring the territory, I guess.
So does it get wet here in the sort of winter, springtime?
Every winter's different. Sometimes it's really. I mean, last year it only rained like. I'm talking about proper rain, not spitting, but about 3 times last year. But managed to fill the reservoir up, which is good. I mean,
there's so much water being used in agriculture here.
Yeah, they treat it like it's an unending supply, you know, they're totally irresponsible with it. Because most of it evaporates. They've got these bloody great water cannons that are jetting water into the air, and you can see it's just blowing away in the wind, you know. And I mean,
coming from the water table.
It's coming from the reservoir.
Okay.
There's a massive network of pipeworks. I think it got European money. It's the biggest, stand of standing water in the whole of the island year round. The reservoir.
The one up here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic view. If you go under the reservoir on top of the dam, you can. There's a monastery in the background. It's really spectacular.
They're not charged, you know, metered or for water use because it's.
It is, yeah. It's 2 cents a cubic meter.
Oh, right. Okay.
So they just chuck it around like, you know. If we have a dry winter, we're totally screwed, you know, because they rely on the water. They're only growing crops for feeding the sheep anyway, you know. There's not much proper agriculture going on here. There are a few small holdings. The guys that own the fruit and vegetable shops, they got little fields and they grow vegetables and stuff. I grow vegetables in my place. But mostly they're just growing alfalfa and grass for the sheep.
Okay, that's what those. Okay. Yeah, I see what they. Like the green, very green.
That's alfalfa.
Yeah, Triphylia they call it. It's like a three-pronged leaf on it.
The purple flower.
Yeah, and they dry it for the winter forage. Forage.
And the sheep, what happened? Are they exported or?
It must be for.
Yeah, most of them. I think there are 10,000 sheep every year go out of here to Athens. So there's a big family that own the abattoir, and it's down by the bridge on the way out. There's a big abattoir there, and it goes out in chiller trucks to mostly to Athens, I think.
10,000 sheep from
this area.
Right. Wow.
It's a hell of a lot.
Yeah. Some is for milk, I think.
Milk and meat. Yeah, I mean all the male sheep get slaughtered, you know, so they're big enough to eat. They just save 1 or 2 for good ones for rams. The females usually they're put to.
There's a bird of prey.
Yeah, I think it's in Eleanor, is that?
Yeah, it is. Wow.
They're fantastic. A lot of those up at the reservoir. There's about 6 of them when I went up last time.
Right.
Yeah, we had honey buzzard down here a couple of days ago. It's a black one, totally black. I've never seen a black buzzard.
Okay, dark phase, yeah.
Yeah, really dark.
Oh, there's the blue rock thrush.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, great place. Yeah, it flew on.
It's just on top. It's just poking its head over. There it goes. Look.
Take it for a blackbird, but it's not. Ooh, it's gone.
Well, the clouds are coming over, but they're not thickening up, so we're not going to get any rain today. We're nearly home. When I get back, I'll be getting in the car, going down to Scala to do the internet, catch up on stuff, messages, Facebook, post some pictures, stuff, that kind of thing. This is the difficult bit, because I'm barefoot. Look, I'm trying to toughen my feet up. It's supposed to be really good for your feet to walk barefoot. I mean, humans did it for tens of thousands of years before they got the idea of making shoes, I guess. And shoes in a hot climate to me are not a good situation. It makes your feet sweat and then you get fungus infections, and it's supposed to be really good for your feet to connect with the ground anyway. You pick up the electricity and whatever else it is in the ground that's beneficial, supposed to be. Anyway, saves on shoe leather as well. If I do wear shoes in the summer, I've got some leather flip-flops, so my feet are exposed mostly. I can't wear plastic shoes, they drive me crazy and irritate my feet. I can't wear plastic clothes at all. I don't have a good reaction to wearing plastic. There's a hotel from the western view. something over there. Stone chap. I've got this pair of stone chaps that hunt in my field nearly every day, right through the winter seasons. It's really nice to see. Just down there in the fence. I've got another wheat ear there, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's another wheat ear. There are a lot of wheat ears about at the moment. They're around all summer. The shrikes are coming through now. There's red-backed shrikes, mass shrikes, woodchuck shrikes. You gotta love a shrike. Now I'll go around this bend and see the panorama, the view I get around my place, which is quite spectacular. I bought this field with my wife. How long ago now? 21 years ago we bought the field. Now I'm living here. So this is my local view of the valley. And you can see it's pretty awe-inspiring, even right through the seasons. It's fantastic. Different light. And really it's a photographer's dream. It's very windy today. Again, it's a problem we have here a lot in the summer, is the north wind. But it's in a lot of respects it's good because it cools you down. When there's no wind and it's 36, 37 degrees and high humidity, it's torture. The only escape is to get in the water and the sea. There's a nut hatch over there. We've got these 3 nut hatches that hang around the place, and they make a hell of a noise in the morning. Calling out, declaring their territory and whatever. Beautiful little birds, I love them. They're really comical in a lot of respects. But I think they're quite aggressive when it comes to protecting their territory. Every morning they're out at it, calling out. Here are the horses, these are Gina's horses. Come down here in the morning to feed them, check they're alright, got some water and what have you. There's water running away there somewhere, there's somebody's left the tap on. Gina's gonna get a big water bill. Yeah, look, this is proper Greek fencing, adopted by an Austrian woman. She's learned the techniques of Greek fencing and gates. This is the hay. Because the price of hay's doubled in the last few months. Everything's gone up. With a major price crisis throughout the Western world now, all over the place. And I think the corporations are just profiteering on the back of excuses like the Ukrainian war and using the climate crisis as an excuse, but Corporations are the ones that are causing most of the problems with the climate crisis. The agricultural corporations that are destroying good agricultural land with chemicals, killing animals, killing birds, killing insects. Everything's about money. Money is the new god these days. Shit world we live in. But it's also good. There are lots of really good things happening in this world as well. It's not just all bad. One day nature will prevail. So I feel really blessed to be here in this time, in this place. Here you are, guys. Ooh, look at that. Loads of good stuff. Is that good? Yeah, I seem to like it. There's some alfalfa there and some grass. We're getting a varied diet. We're going to pick up the laptop, get it in the car, buzz down to Scala to collect some free Wi-Fi. I don't have internet at home. It's too seductive, sucks up all your time, so I just go down to Scala for an hour or so every morning. Save all the news pages from the Guardian, do some Facebooking, post some pictures, message some friends, all that stuff. And then come home again and get breakfast. By that time it'll be midday or so, and what to do then? I've got to do some rehearsing for this show, so I'm going to set up my sound system, microphone, guitar, and start banging some tunes out. It's a good day today for it because it's going to be a bit of cloud cover, so it won't be too hot inside. Here we go again. Ali mia mera, sti in Eressos.